This is the table of Zoom goals. And I'm just going to run through these very quickly. The first is the participant views. This is very important if you're doing the deposition, that you need to know how to decide whether or not you're going to have an active speaker view in which who's ever speaking comes up big on your screen, or whether you are going to have a gallery view, which simply tiles everybody, or whether or not you are going to mute the views and you're not going to be looking at anybody at all. It can have a very big effect on the continuity of your presentation. You don't want to be trying to give a presentation from, say, from your exhibit or from a PowerPoint slide or a table here, and whoever talks, then it comes up and it obscures your whole screen. So at minimum, you would want the tile view. But you can have so many people in a meeting that your entire screen will be nothing but little tiny tiles of everybody. And this has been one of the problems faced in the jury selection with the jury pools, these tiny, tiny little squares. And even if and without the active participant view. Well, here's the news flash. The host does not decide that. You decide that. You're the one who decides what view you have. If you're the host, you're deciding your view. If you're a participant, you're deciding your view. And you will simply see the icon that as to the view, and it just lets you pick whatever view you want, or whether or not you just want to minimize it and not have it all. But keep that in mind, is you're controlling what the view of the other participants is, not the host. With respect to the equipment, you need to learn how to switch cameras, and you need how to learn how to switch mics. It's actually very easy, because if you go on your feature bar, the feature bar always all the way over the left of your feature bar. Your feature bar, by the way, can be on the top of the screen or bottom of the screen. You decide that. That's in your settings. You can also choose whether it appears only if you move the cursor over, or whether it's always there. But it goes, it first is mute, and you have the icon of the microphone, and then you have video right now. If you're on video, it'll say stop video. If you're not on, it'll have video. And you have the drop downs, and the drop downs will let you pick whichever camera and whichever microphone is linked in your account. That's where one of the great things with redundancy come in. You for some reason the camera seems to be going out. Don't jump to the conclusion it's the computer. Go first thing to do is just go check and see whether or not you can use a different camera, and you do the same thing to go do a different mic. So right here is I can pick that. So I have, it's a lesser camera. It's not as good, but it's in the camera of my notebook computer. So I'll go back to the nice kind of LinkedIn camera I have. And there are very big differences as well on quality of the microphone. So I have a microphone, but I have an alternative microphone. The alternative microphone, and you can already see that there's a very big difference in the quality and in how I sound. So you want to have those, and you want to know how to operate those mics. Okay. And there is a test function under the mute tab. There is a test function, and that test function allows you to just test and make sure your equipment works. You shouldn't be getting on any Zoom conference if you're going to participate without going through that first. So learn how to switch out your cameras and mic. The screen share, we're going to demonstrate these now, but what we have, the options are, you can screen share your desktop, which means the whole full desktop, or you can screen share whatever open program you have, which is very convenient to do. That's just the basic screen share. You then have the more advanced, which is screen share, just a portion of your screen. And that will come up with a box like a picture frame. And you can put anything in that picture frame you want, and your participants will only view what is in that picture frame. And they will view it. It will actually be magnified if you're using it small. It can be a great screensaver so that you could take a program you want, give it, resize that program window, Word, Acrobat, have it small, and then share it by share advanced portion, and then just box in that small little box, and it will do it. There's some limitations in terms of when you try to scroll, etc., but that's how it works. And you screen share also from Dropbox. The annotation tools are any text program has an annotation tool of some sort. Dropbox also has an annotation tool. So you're gonna have to pick your annotation tools. But there is a very fundamental lesson that you need to know, and that is that unless you are modifying the actual document itself, then that annotation is not going to be saved. If you use the Zoom annotation, and participants will demonstrate this for us, it's the same as taking a Sharpie marker and painting it right on top of your glass screen. You can then move around everything else, and that is still going to be there. This is really important because if you're going to show a witness an exhibit and you want them to look at a part of it and say, take a look at this part of it. If you're using the Zoom tool, then if they want to go back to that at some point, it's not going to be there. But it would be there had you used an annotation tool with Acrobat, or if it's a Word document with Word. Anyway, there's a whole little palette of tools. Other devices, we've actually had some wonderful incidental real-time demonstrations of that today. I was just very impressed with Stephanie being able to rescue the situation there by going from her computer to her iPhone. That is absolutely major. So you need to know how to incorporate other devices into the meeting through the computer. So for example, I would be able to show my iPad now because I have it connected, or I can log on with an iPad. So the devices either themselves can be the host device for you getting on, or if it's an iPhone or an iPad, you can actually bring those in as collateral devices to your computer, and they can be extremely helpful. And then lastly, the breakout rooms, we've had some discussion on that. There's actually no real way to demonstrate that clearly. Unless you have enabled breakout rooms, you will not have the breakout room icon visible to you, because the Zoom feature palette only shows you what you can use. So if there's a function that you cannot use, maybe you're not the host or whatever, you simply can't use it, and it's not going to be there. So if you see the feature, then you're able to use the feature. It's the same on the annotation tools. Unless you are sharing, you may very well not see any of the annotation tools.